distinctly remember the first day that Rosemary and I met. I couldn't find her in the restaurant, and I'm almost sure that she sat at her table watching as I phoned, and then we connected with each other. And I still remember that conversation beautifully that day, Rosemary. And then, of course, when Rachel and I met, we met at Mike's Kitchen in Parktown with Rosemary, and I just remember thinking, what a beautiful lady, and just so logical in her thinking and so wanting to do the right thing. And I knew off the bat that we were going to be able to do beautiful things together. So when Rachel and I sat down to understand what Rachel needed in her school, I think that there were two primary things there that were of most concern to her. And make no mistake, there are lots and lots of challenges. But we decided that what we would do is we would focus on the children in her school primarily, to give them hopefully an improved education in her space, improved playground in her space, and then also at the same time just working on the staff complement, because Rachel's view was always that she needed a shared vision and a shared mission amongst her staff complement in order to be that much better for her kids. So to start off with, we just wanted to say thank you, Rosemary, for everything that you've done and for connecting Rachel and I together. I think our work is nowhere near done. I think we have quite a way to go still, and I'm looking forward to that. So we focused primarily on 4 things for the year, and the very first one that we had put in place was the link. So I happened to be a volunteer at the Link Literacy Project in Yeoville at the time, and the Link Literacy Project really seeks to improve English and maths literacy, particularly for grade 2 children. The volunteer program works in collaboration with the teachers and the parents, and it's certainly not to overtake what the good teachers do during their day, but rather to give them some time and opportunity through someone else running in parallel, helping with the kids that might be struggling in their class. So we focused on grade 2 kids. What we're so proud of is that the link has now 17 centres. So Rachel's school is now number 17, and it's the first link literacy project in the south of Johannesburg. And I'm really rather hopeful that now that we've kicked it off, it will be a testimony to perhaps bring it into further schools where the requirement might be needed. So Rachel and I have decided to do this interchangeably, and Rachel's going to take us through a few slides now just to share with you how that came about.
Thank you, Sharon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank Rosemary for being there for us as a second, and I just want to acknowledge the district officials from my district and my second group members who are here as well, and the other Bobushe and the other team members that are here. Like Sherry has indicated already that we met at Parktown, I couldn't wait for that moment, I must tell you, because when I was appointed at Coetzer in 2012 July, I had this thing at the back of my mind to say I need to establish a shared vision and collaborative thinking. And Coetzer is turning 81 years this year. And it's an old school, and there has been so many principals who were going in and out. But I told myself that this is the school where I want to develop. And I think God has blessed me to make Cheryl to be part of my life. Thank you, Cheryl. Like she said already that we prioritized learner performance. I said to Cheryl, I don't have a functional library. Coetzer, when it started, it was a pure African school. And the books that you see there on our slide, Afrikaans home language, and we're not offering Afrikaans as a home language in our school. We're offering English as a home language, and my school is based where there is a lot of foreign learners, of which the English is not even their home language as well, and Afrikaans is even Greek to them. So we then suggested that maybe instead of making this a fully functional library, let us rather have a program in the school which is going to assist with our learners in terms of reading and mathematics, because that is where we were not performing. And it happened that the link came through Cheryl, And that is when we started clearing those books, because we had a meeting with Sherry, Karina, and the other lady as well. And then we were planning towards that. So that was the first implementation where the library was supposed to be cleared, and we are in the process of giving those books to schools that are offering Afrikaans as a home language closer to our area. And the track that we are seeing there is when we were preparing for this program to start. That was December last year, when the link bought furniture for us, the chairs and the tables, and then that's when they came to deliver the furniture. And then January this year, I met with Karina, who is the one who's facilitating this project at the school, and she requested me to organize a meeting with the grade 2 teachers, like Cheryl has indicated. Reason being that if we target the grade 2s, that will assist us in terms of if the grade 1s missed, if they have a curriculum deficit in grade 1, then it means at grade 2, that is where they're going to pick up. And then remember grade 3, they write provincial papers. So if we can attend to that problem at grade 2 level, by the time they get to grade 3, they will be in a better position to can even interpret those provincial papers without anyone assisting them. So it's Karina, the grade 2 teachers, Ms. Kwame and Ms. Mobese, and the HOD for condition fees. Okay. And then I think I'm going to hand over to Cheryl, because this is now the implementation of the link.
So we've started off really small. We've got 2 to 3 volunteers. This was just some photos of us assessing the young folk, just to get a baseline to understand where they are at the moment, so that we know what we need to do together with the teachers for the year ahead. But following on from that, as Rachel mentioned, we cleared the library, and there it is there. You'll see we've started a collection of books, so between the link and all of the communities in our vicinity, we're trying to get as many appropriate books together that we can then place in Rachel's library and begin something that is a little bit more appropriate for her students. Foundation phase playground is the other area. So in April, when the schools are back from school holiday, we will have a jungle gym installed for the young ones. At Rachel's school, this is the space where it's been earmarked for, and a view of what the jungle gym is that we're looking to implement. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, there'll be a great new playground for a number of her very young kids.
The other aspect was the team motivation. There has been a lot that has been happening at our school, like Matuto, the previous speaker. As school principals, we are faced with so many challenges, and those challenges sometimes they demoralize the staff. And through Cheryl, through our collaborative thinking, we managed to get somebody to come to the school to just to spend some time with the staff. And what we did, we wrote our names on the balloons, and then he took those balloons and then put them in an uncomfortable corner. And then within a minute, each and every person was supposed to grab the balloon that is written his or her name. And we did that, and then through that motivational speaker, he wanted to find out from the staff, what do you think, why we had put those balloons in that awkward position. And then teamwork came in, because as a team, we can go very far. Thank you.